All right, man. We are back with another Sunday afternoon Google Hangout, Colossal Sports TV. Big Cool here with my man all the way from Ohio, Cincinnati to be correct. Cheetah Head or Bakari, aka Cheetah Head. What's good with you, family?
Not too much, going pretty good. But I gotta correct it. I'm from the Cleveland. Good sea
Oh,
time.
okay, I stand corrected. He from Cleveland. You know what I'm
No
saying? So
worries.
he from Cleveland. So you already know he looking forward to the this upcoming NFL season. In the next few, man, they got Beckham, they got Landry, they got Mayfield, they got Chubb and the running backs, man, the good defense. So hey, we ain't gonna talk football on here, but we'll do this another time, man. But you know what I'm saying? He got some good shit to look forward to in terms of football. So man, let's get into it, man. We got a lot to discuss, man. Try to have this wrapped up about, I say about 2 o'clock. Man, the trending topic, the hot topic of the weekend is Paulie Malinaggi versus Artem Lobov. These two guys had an epic build up for a lackluster fight. This took place at the Bare Knuckles event last night in Tampa, Florida, where Paulie Malinaggi, by all accounts, lost a very controversial decision. I watched the fight, if you want to call it that, and I wasn't impressed with either guy. Obviously, Paulie Malinaggi is a former two-time world champion in the sport of boxing. I do not know much of Artem Lobov other than he's a mixed martial artist and he's a close associate of one Conor McGregor, the notorious one. You didn't get a chance to see this fight, did you, Bakari?
No. Last night I didn't.
Okay, well, I'm gonna talk a little bit about it. Pretty much, if you know Paulie Malinaggi, if you follow him, in his boxing career, then you know he don't throw a lot of punches. Also, he can't bust a grape in a food fight. So if you knew that, then you had to know what was going to be on hand, what you were going to be witnessing in this fight. Now, he might have fooled a lot of people with the build-up, spitting in my man Lobov's face. Highly disrespectful. I would have broke his motherfucking neck if he'd have did that shit to me, but that's just me. Lobov, obviously, understandably so, didn't want to mess up his money. You know what I'm saying? But, you would have thought by the build up, spitting, smacking each other, talking mad shit about wanting to murk each other, take the air out of their body permanently, that we was going to see a brawl. But no, we got the total opposite of that. It wasn't a fight of the year candidate. It wasn't even a very good action fight. That shit was a dud. One of them wet farts, man, that come out your ass unexpectedly. And the shit has no fucking replay value whatsoever. I felt that Lobov won. He was the aggressor. He threw and landed the hardest shots. He threw combinations, whereas Paulie Malinaggi, being the boxer that he is, he elected to stay on the outside. He landed a couple nice shots. I think that he scored a knockdown. I think it was in the second round where the referee ruled it a slip. But he was primarily jabbing to the body. He was slipping shots. He let a lot of opportunities slip through his finger tips when he had Lobov on the ropes. Instead of going to the body or throwing combinations, he just looked at the man. So obviously, with them not wearing fucking gloves at all, he was a little hesitant because he did get hurt a few times when Lobov landed a overhand left that pushed Paulie Malinaggi back and almost dropped him. So it really wasn't an eventful main event. It didn't live up to the pre-fight press conferences, the pre-fight trash talk, the pre-fight promises from both men to inflict a lot of damage. Yeah, both men was bloody, but they got cut. It wasn't nothing to say, man, I got to rewatch this motherfucker. Hey, McCarty, did you see this? And it wasn't none of that, man. So what can you give to this, even though you didn't see it? What was your thoughts and expectations going into this fight, man, considering all the shit and antics that were pulled to build up this fight?
I mean, it's always easy to, say you could see stuff coming after the fact, but this is basically what I kind of thought because to even hear that Paulie was going to get in bare knuckles in the first place had me scratching my head because it's like he's had career-long problems with his hands. And so it just seemed like a no-brainer that he was going to get in there and muck his hands up. And that's what it sounds like he did because he was talking about he busted his hand up. And then being that Paulie has been out of the ring so long, that his skills in the ring have, just deteriorated because of age. And he was getting into this whole new arena. And I hear the other guy was pretty long in the tooth for MMA. It didn't surprise me that they did the most in the pre-fight hype. Although I still think that like you said, I think Paulie was doing too much, and that spitting on the dude that was just crazy. Because really, not only did he spit on him, he had to spit on other people because there was people in the way. So he just spitting on people like that was crazy. And then to get in there. And then, for lack of better words, to try to play it safe, because I haven't read anything anywhere that said, like you said, it said it was an exciting fight, that this was something that you definitely had to see. And so I remember last minute I looked at it because I think it was on Fight TV or Fight something. But I saw they wanted like $40 for it. And I'm like, I'm not paying. I ain't paying $40 for it, and I ain't about to sit here and try to find no stream. And so I kind of missed that one. But I'm not surprised to hear that it went the way that it did. And after the fact, these is unsurprising too. But Paulie was basically like, he don't think he gonna do it no more. And the whole reason that he was trying to do it in the first place was to lure McGregor into a fight. And it kind of sounds like it's probably good he didn't get that because he probably would have got pieced up from what it sounds like. But yeah, I didn't catch it, but it sounds like it went pretty much the exact way I thought it was going to go.
Oh yeah, and shout out to my boy Lawrence Williams, man. He just gave me the info. Make sure y'all smash that like button as y'all come in. He said Lobov's record is a fucking pathetic 14-15 in the MMA. So that explains that bullshit we witnessed last night. That shit was horrible. 14-15. God damn. What the fuck? And you got the nerve to talk some shit? At least Paulie Malinaggi was a 2-time champion as a professional boxer. I can't say the same. Let me pull up this nigga shit.
I was just about to say, did the other dude even get some belts in MMA?
Did he get a regional title or something? Let me see, man. Cause this motherfucker, like, God, let me look this motherfucker up, cuz.
So that dude collected welts, not belts.
Hell yeah, nigga. He collected brain damage for what? Let's see, man. He was on the Ultimate Fighter Team McGregor versus whatever. All right. He's 32 years old. He's from Russia. Okay, let's see. Hit a southpaw. Shit.
Damn, he literally lose every time he wins.
Okay. Let's see. Ultimate Fighting Championship. Okay, I guess. No, I don't see nothing, man. Let me see. Okay, I think he won an absolute championship, Burkett, where he fought Shashin Rasul Shabalov January 31st, 2015. He won that fight by submission in the first round. Okay. I mean, man, I don't know, man. I don't know. It don't matter. That nigga trash. I got my man, CEO. 3kingsboxing.com. Big head ass, light skinned nigga, man, by the name of 2K, who witnessed this fight. He took the bullet for the rest of the staff at 3kingsboxing.com by sitting through this pity pat, you hit me, I hit you and run fight, man. Give us your analysis, man, on this pathetic ass fight.
Well, first of all, I ain't got no big head. That's number one. Number two, man, that fight was trash. I think you was going through Artem Lobov's resume, man. Just understand the nigga 13-15, man. That's all you need to understand. That's his record, bro. Now you losing the niggas that's 13-15 in boxing, man. Cats is gonna be like, you'll never be champion. You know what I'm saying? Immediately, bro. You could have been 18-0 with 18 knockouts. You lose to a nigga 13-15. Automatically, you written off. Even as a contender, you automatically move down to gatekeeper status, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So that's the significance of losing to Artem Lobov. Now, here's the deal, though. He was robbed, bro. 100%, 1,000%, man. Listen, man. And this is what I hate about the UFC and MMA fighters. Understand, I did both boxing and MMA. You know what I'm saying? One thing I can attest to as I've competed in both sports is that boxing is much more of a sport where a hell of a lot more skill is involved than MMA. See, MMA, you can train, do some groundwork, learn how to grapple, and you'll be ready to fight within 6 months of joining. You could just be a regular old nigga off the street, walk into an MMA gym, learn how to grapple, do some groundwork. 6 months, you're ready to compete. Boxing, in 6 months, they won't even let you spar yet if you got a good trainer. You know what I'm saying? You still on the outside of the ring hitting the bag, man. And you like, please, can I spar somebody? They're like, no, you're not ready. You get fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference between boxing and MMA. And when you understanding that you really don't have to know how to fight per se to be in MMA, then that's why you get a lot of these fans that just want to see blood and guts. They want to see motherfuckers running there, running into punches, no technical ability. You know, how many times can a nigga get punched in the face and then return punch another nigga in the face before there's a oh my God moment and somebody gets fucked up? That is the extent of MMA. You know what I'm saying? Yep. At least as we see it in bare knuckles and UFC, etc. Now, real MMA, them niggas don't fight like that, what you see on television. All right. But that's the extent of this whole Hollywood version of MMA. That's what they want to see. Bunch of niggas in bars and shit punching each other in the face 1,000 times so one nigga drops. And that's what they wanted to see last night. You know what I'm saying? Listen, Paulie Malinaggi outboxed this dude, man. It was ridiculous. I mean, it was an easy fight. I had 4 rounds to 1 for Malinaggi. Artem Lobov didn't do anything until the 4th round. You know what I'm saying? And then by the time the 4th round came, that's when he was like, oh, shit, maybe I should maul him. See, some of these MMA fighters, they got cauliflower ear and shit, and not enough oxygen is getting through their ears to get to their brain, so they kind of fucking stupid. You know what I'm saying? Nigga didn't understand that if you just maul this motherfucker, he has no power. He's going to try to use a fight off his back foot and maintain range. It was an easy game plan walking into the goddamn circle, octagon, ring, whatever the fuck it is they fought in last night. Easy game plan. Go in there and run this little nigga over. He's not even a super middle, welterweight, by the way. He's really a junior welterweight. That's what he really is. Go in there and run him over, dumbass. But instead, he got outboxed for 3 fucking rounds. Easy fight for Paulie Malinaggi. The motherfucker even lost the 1st round in which that he tried to maul him in, which was the 4th round. I gave a round to Paulie. And then in the 5th round, I finally gave him a fucking round. You know what I'm saying? So, listen. That doesn't really matter, though. At the end of the day, Big Cool and my man Cheetah Head, and then, of course, my man Bo is on right now. At the end of the day, Paulie Malinaggi was fucked from day one, bro. You know these MMA organizations thrive off of getting wins off of former boxing champions, right? Mm-hmm. They thrive off of it, dog. Like, they love when James Toney came in there and fought a legend, a motherfucking MMA legend in Randy Couture, and this nigga only had a few months of training, not even that long, right? And they took it and ran with, we fucked up a boxer. We fucked up a boxer. It's like, nigga, this nigga trained for like 6 weeks. You know what I'm saying?
And then it was told, and then it was just, I remember watching that fight, bro. I was kind of excited a little bit. You know, I knew he was going to lose and shit, but still, you know what I'm saying? But that shit, he got tapped out quick.
James Toney is a motherfucker that did no MMA before that, bro. And his first MMA fight was a MMA legend, nigga. What the fuck you expect is going to happen? It's the same thing with Conor McGregor and Floyd. Now, in that situation, this is on the flip side. In that situation, that fight was fixed. Floyd was carrying him until he decided to knock him out. That's all that shit was about. It was really a Hollywood spectacle. You know what I'm saying? It was WWE, nigga. That's what the fuck that
him
fight
versus
was.
the Big Show.
Yeah,
him versus
exactly.
the Big Show. Shit.
Exactly. That's a very good point. That's exactly what it was. Instead, it wasn't the Big Show. It was some nigga named from Ireland. That's what it was. So it was the same goddamn thing. But in reality, if Floyd would have fought that nigga the way he would fight anybody, Conor McGregor would have got knocked out in the first or second round. You see what I'm saying? You can't really cross the two sports unless you're actually actively training in both of those sports. It just takes a little bit less time to get acclimated to MMA than it does boxing. Not even a little bit, a lot of less time. But I mean, but they thrive off of it, dog. Like when Am Not Real Wrong. I don't know if y'all remember who he is, but he's the guy that knocked out Bo's favorite fighter from China. You know what I'm saying? Gave him his first loss. I forgot his name. What's his name, dog? He signed with Top Rank. He signed with Top. Come on, fellas. He signed with Top Rank. Fucking Olympic gold medal.
Oh, Shuming, whatever. Yeah,
he gave Zhu Shiming his first loss. He also gave Kazuda Ioka his first loss, a dude that just won the WBO super flyweight title. Gave him his first loss. Am Not Real Wong went over to the MMA, beat some dudes, actually. Beat some cats up, but then ended up losing to the guy that Floyd Mayweather knocked out. Tenshin Nasukawa. Lost to him. They thrived off that. Oh, we fucked up a boxer. Man, stop it, man. But this is what this was. It was a spectacle in order to bring bare knuckles boxing to the light by having Paulie Malinaggi, a former 2 division champion, in the ring with a bum ass nigga, and they had it fixed from day one. They were going to have this because understand everybody sees Artem Lobov as a bum ass nigga. Everybody knows this. If you don't know MMA or UFC, then the first thing you do is type in Artem Lobov's name, right? Go to one of the websites that has his goddamn record. I like to go to suredog.com. Go there. Big ass his record sitting right there, 13-15. That's if you don't know him. All right, then you're gonna be like, oh, this nigga's a bum. If you are in the a UFC fan, an MMA fan, you already know who Artem Lobov is. Oh, he's a whack ass journeyman in the UFC. Yeah, niggas used to whoop his ass all the time. You already know he's a bum. So what Bare Knuckles did was like, we're going to have this bum-ass nigga beat this former 2 division champion, and it's going to show y'all that MMA is still on top. That's all this was, man. And even though it's just hand-to-hand and not kicking and punching and grappling and throwing, it still goes under the MMA brand because boxing ain't endorsing that bullshit. They are. So that still goes under the whole MMA brand. Boxing is its own, if you want to say corporation, let's say that, right? Boxing is his own entity. There's nothing like boxing. It's one of a kind. You see, Bare Knuckles probably wants to be in tune with boxing, but ain't nobody from boxing gonna be endorsing that bullshit. The only nigga they could get to do it last night was Antonio Tarver. That nigga's 72 years old. Nobody gives a fuck about him.
He need the money. Well, let me introduce. He told me to introduce him as old ass nigga, Truth and Facts, because he on lunch and shit. Did you get to see this fight, man?
Damn, so instead of just introducing me, you're gonna mention lunch to let motherfuckers know what I didn't want them to know in the first goddamn place.
You said don't say your name. You said don't say your name, nigga.
The reason why I said don't say my name.
Look, you're supposed to be an OG boss, man. Come on now, just get on the just look.
Yeah, motherfucker OG boy. This nigga right here, I swear, boy. Black folks, you can't tell black folks shit. Look, I didn't watch this fight. I didn't have to watch this fight. I'm gonna tell you why. Because the one thing that if you are a boxing head, you understand is that what Paulie Malinaggi
fucking up names again.
He went out too. Bo, you went out.
Outside of the fact it has nothing to do with boxing, is that he go up himself. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is that Paulie Malinaggi, dog, is allowing himself to be used, okay, to push this agenda. Think about the situation with Conor McGregor and him sparring with Conor McGregor, right? He had no business going over there and doing that.
Right.
And he knew that they was going to use him because they did it to Chris Harrington prior to doing it to Paulie Malinaggi. They did it to him.
Well, shit, Chris Van Heerden whooped his ass though. Paulie didn't.
Yeah, but yeah, exactly. But they tried to lie about Chris Van Heerden, right? So Paulie is allowing them to use him to push this to push that narrative because of the fact that okay, you can't get fights over here. He's addicted to money. He's addicted to. I mean, look, he was in his limelight, spitting on a motherfucker, slapping him up. That's his limelight, because you know why? He couldn't do that when he was fighting. Motherfucker would be, hey man, fuck this press conference. I'm finna whoop your ass. See? But he can do all that shit over there and then, get a big bag of money, get paid, and maintain his job on Showtime without there being no repercussions for that. That's the only reason why Paulie is being able to get away. Think about this, dog. Do y'all think for one motherfucking second, do y'all think that any other fighter who's black could do some shit like that and still have a job when they still be like, yeah, okay, come over here and talk when you're done doing that? No.
Especially when you trash ass. He wasn't really good of a boxer, so shit.
So for me, man, watching this, I already knew, like what my man Prodigy saying. I already knew what was gonna happen, because this has been the agenda for MMA. MMA has wanted to be on that same level as boxing. Floyd said it best when he said it a long time ago when Ronda Rousey tried to diss him. What did he say? When you make $300 million in 30 minutes, holla at me. And that's the big thing when it comes to MMA. Dana White has always tried to, MMA is way. I remember when Joe Rogan was saying boxing was a dying breed and sport and all this. Now he'll tell you how Vasily Lomachenko is the greatest fighter in the goddamn world, because they've always wanted to be on that same platform with boxing. But at the end of the day, they know, listen, we're not on that platform. We're just not on that platform. Yes, we have our fan base. Yes, we make money off our fan base. But when it comes to overall, from a global standpoint, even when it comes from a financial standpoint, from what fighters get and all of that, they're not on that same base level. And how do you push that? Come up with a name, bare knuckles boxing, shit not on BoxRec, shit not in motherfucking Wikipedia, okay? And then you pit MMA guys against from former boxers. And you mentioned James Toney. I remember how excited they was when Ray Mercer went over there to do MMA and got beat.
Nah, he knocked out old boy.
No, Ray didn't Ray Mercer take a
he knocked out what's the dude name? The former UFC champion, tall motherfucker.
Okay, but I remember when Ray Mercer went over there. They was all preparing. See another fighter coming over MMA. So MMA must be better than boxing. Every time a fighter who isn't fighting anymore, isn't fighting anymore, go over to MMA. This is what they perpetuate. Oh, see, MMA is better than boxing. MMA is better than boxing.
Well, the funny part about that is Ray Mercer's another guy that didn't really train that much, and he's over there undefeated.
Yeah, he knocked him. What the fuck
Nobody's
his name?
beating him yet.
Okay. What's that nigga name, man?
I can't fucking remember.
Tim something. Nigga tall, but yeah, man. Well, it ain't much else to say about this damn topic. Paulie embarrassed himself. He didn't necessarily embarrass boxing because true boxing.
Silva.
Yeah, Tim Silva. Yeah, he knocked that nigga clean the fuck out. You know,
first round.
Yep. So next topic, man. Oleksandr Usyk, officially named by the WBO as the mandatory, will face the winner of Andy Ruiz versus Anthony Joshua rematch sometime in 2020, unless politics kick in and somebody drop the belt. That somebody probably will be Ruiz if he wins. You know what I'm saying? If he can't get a undisputed fight with Wilder, if he still got a title by that time, because motherfuckers dropping like flies. Bakari, man, what's your thoughts on Usyk being named a mandatory over Dillian White?
Dillian White gets no respect in the heavyweight division. It's the first thing that comes to mind. But do you think dude would even take, because this will be his first fight at heavyweight? Do you think he would even climb in there with Andy Ruiz or AJ right off the top?
I mean, he ain't got to now, but yeah, hell yeah, he coming off injury. But not now he wouldn't. But if it was Ruiz, he'd be more likely to take that fight than it would be for Joshua.
That's the only thing I was skeptical of. Is it seemed like, not like he would fight no bum or nothing like that, but it seemed like he would at least try to test the waters a little bit before he just jump in there, especially prior to knockout, but with an AJ or something like that, first out. And even Andy Ruiz, though, I mean, I think he's proved that he ain't no hoe walk. Like you ain't gonna just have your way with that dude.
He ain't no hoe, but I think Usyk won't win that easily.
Oh yeah, and so I'm not mad at it at all. Like I said, I was just in my mind, I was just wondering if he would jump in that deep right off the top. But I'm not mad at it. And then Dillian White, I don't know what to say about that dude. He's just getting disrespected by all the sanctioning bodies. But I don't know. It's a tough world over here when you throwing them knuckles.
I mean, he as far as Usyk, this wouldn't be his first fight. He's supposed to fight Carlos Takam on May 25th, the Carter Devin Haney headline when he knocked out Antonio Moran, but he suffered that torn, I think, fucking pectoral or some muscle he tore. So it's been pushed back, and he might face Takam later, I think in September. So it wouldn't be his first fight at heavyweight. But truth and facts, what are your thoughts about this situation? Because I know you mentioned it in the chat that not only is the WBC fucking over Dillian White, but the WBO also has joined the party to give him the middle finger.
All right, now I'm gonna give y'all a little history here. Long time ago, man, we had these two refugees that was part of Three Kings Boxing, right? And I got into an argument when I said, "Hey, yo, can you say that he they're turning down these fight cost this motherfucker ability to fight for a title?" Them two refugees had all these reasons why I've lost my mind. To this day, right now, Dillian White is holding to this day. Dillian White is out here in these streets begging motherfuckers for a motherfucking title fight, right? He's out here like, look, Eddie, okay, you know what? Fuck you, Eddie. I'm tired of you. Fuck you. I'm going to Al Heyman. He go to Al Heyman. Al like, yo, man, I ain't got no work for you, bro. Oh, okay, well, fuck it then. You know what? Okay, Eddie, I'm gonna come back to you, Eddie, please. All right, Eddie, okay, okay, bro, I take you back, but I got bigger problems right now. Joshua just lost. Now this motherfucker's out here fighting cats like Oscar Rivas, who can possibly win, but fighting Oscar Rivas, begging the WBC to make this my final limit. Oh, WBC, please, I didn't suck Al's dick. I didn't suck Eddie's dick. It got me nowhere. Okay, you know what I'm saying? It got me nowhere. Please, can you help me? And Mr. Sillyman said, well, listen, tickle my balls and maybe I'll mention it at the next convention. You know what I'm saying? Okay, he's hoping the WBC make it a mandatory. This is how bad it is for Dillian White. Tyson Fury told everybody, now we know it wasn't true, but he told everybody, yeah, man, my fight with Tom Schwartz is going to be for the WBO title. Ironically enough, the WBO said, no, it ain't. But they also said, yeah, but Dillian White ain't getting it either. Now, the WBO do have a rule in place, and this is where this is going to come in, because I don't want to just make it like we totally shitting on him. WBO does have a rule in place that if a former champion moves up in the division, they get the first crack. Now, it's a fucked up rule because you're pretty much telling whoever has fought their way to that spot, fuck you, right? But this is where this is coming into place. But to show you how irrelevant Dillian White is, this guy's got a fight coming up. Nobody's talking about it. Eddie Hearns has stopped even mentioning motherfucking Dillian White's name. Andy Ruiz got to Anthony Joshua as a champion before him. Hell, Andy Ruiz got a title fight, period, before him after fighting and only having a 4-week training camp. Shit is so bad that they're looking down the line with motherfuckers below him and moving him up. And I said this then. I said back then, he's getting fucked over, and it's an eternal fucking. Eddie Hearns is eternally fucking him. Eddie Hearns rather talk about Bobo Jones than talk about Dillian White right now.
I'm telling you, man. That nigga Bobo already ahead of Dillian White if you look at them rankings.
Right. Already. And the thing that really kills me about this, what really upsets me is the number of motherfuckers that was all upset talking about what Wilder need to do. He should fight Dillian White. Oh, they gone now. These motherfuckers gone now. Where they at? Where's that energy, niggas? You fake ass beta male wannabe motherfucking box. Where y'all energy at for Dillian White? Y'all had all that energy when it was Wilder. Where y'all energy at?
Mm-hmm.
See, where the energy at for Dillian White? See, so at the end of the day, man, I'm not gonna say all of it is Dillian White's fault, but he is being fucked. But I'm still not okay with the fact that, you can say he should have fought those two motherfucking Mandos. You can say he should have fought him all you want. But at the end of the day, it's still not okay that the dude that's ranked number fucking 1 is being passed up so bad that when his name is mentioned, niggas be like, who? That motherfucker still fight? Oh shit.
The fucked up part,
give me 2 through 4. That's what we're looking at.
The fucked up part is that I see a lot of people talking, man, and cats be having a bad case of amnesia, or they only push their agenda. You know what I'm saying? One or the other. It's a whole lot of propaganda out there, man. See, people they seem to forget that Dillian White was named the mandatory for Deontay Wilder. They did name him the mandatory, but they also named Dominic Breazeale after he beat, I believe it was Carlos Negron or it was Ime Ngannou. It was one of them two fights where they named Breazeale the mandatory as well. The evidence you have of that is if you follow 3kingsboxing.com, where we're hardly ever fucking wrong. We put out an article where the WBC said themselves that they want Breazeale and White to fight each other to hash out the mandatory issue.
Sure did.
They understood that they gave mandatory status to two fighters, so they needed to hash it out. They said, fuck it, y'all two niggas fight. At first, Dominic Breazeale said, cool. So did Dillian White. Both of them said, cool. The problem was Dillian White was trying to get a deal with PBC at that time, so that fight can happen. The deal did not go through. Dillian White stuck around with Eddie Hearn and Matchroom, so that fight did not go through. Dillian White did not turn it down. He just could not get a deal with PBC. See, either motherfuckers have amnesia or they push their own propaganda, bro. One or the other. Yep. You see what I'm saying? So you could say he should have fought mandatories, right? But you need to mention that first. Then you need to also mention why should he fight why should he fight another guy for a mandatory spot when they gave him mandatory position already? And I'm not talking about
with the silver.
Hold on. I'm not talking about Dominic Breazeale in that situation. Now I'm talking about Luis Ortiz.
Yep.
Why should he have to fight Ortiz when you previously said he was the mandatory? You see what I'm saying? So it's a lot of propaganda that motherfuckers are pushing out here, and they're only saying half truths. Oh, fuck Dillian White. He should have fought Luis Ortiz and Dominic Breazeale. Well, what's the backstory behind that, dog? Stop fucking miseducating these people out here, man, and speak the fucking truth. So I can't stand niggas, man. And when I say niggas, I mean every goddamn body. You know what I'm saying? Everybody. That's why I hate people. You know what I'm saying? They fucking stupid. It's not that hard to be truthful and be down the goddamn middle, dog. It's really not. But if you just look at yourself and be like, all right, man, I won't be a beta male today. That'll be your first day where you finally do shit down the middle. Stupid motherfuckers. What are you going to say, Bo?
No, I'm just going to say on top of the fact they gave this motherfucker the silver motherfucking title too at that. So not only are you number one, as a consolation prize to get you to shut the fuck up, here's the silver title.
This is the thing too. The number one ranking doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be somebody's mandatory, but here's the deal. In the history of these organizations, you can look at all four, just move the WBO out and look at all three, because those three had been major sanctioning bodies a hell of a lot longer than the WBO. WBO has only been a major sanctioning body for 12 years. All right. So if you look at how they've done things in the past, typically the number one contender gets mandated. They don't move down to number 4, 5, 8, 9, and 52. Nigga, it's number one. If number one is vacant, then they look at the next two spots. That's how it's been done for a very long time. You see what I'm saying? So he's just because he's number one doesn't mean he's a mandatory, but it means he has a high possibility to be mandated. And then when, as Bo said, when you add the fact that he is one of the interim champions with that silver title, which actually has a higher prestige than the actual WBC interim title does, then that's even more of an argument for why he should have a high probability to get mandated. But he hasn't. Instead, mandated number 4. See, that's not really seen very often. You know what I'm saying? So that's the fucking problem. That is Dillian White. It has nothing to do with none of that bullshit people are talking, and it's because they don't either know what the hell is going on behind the scenes, or B, they just don't want to say it because they have their own agenda they're trying to push, man, at the end of the day.
What's good, neutral? Well, pretty much anything. Anybody else got anything to add to that? I think 2K did a great job of, stating the facts over the opinions. You know what I'm saying? All right, well, let's move on. Hey, like he always say, if you got a problem with what he say, make sure to hit him up, man.
This is why I will not lose a debate, man. I'm telling you. If I lose a debate, it will be because of somebody who's very like-minded. All right. But the majority of these motherfuckers, as y'all know, the majority of these people who say they're boxing fans or boxing enthusiasts, they don't know shit beyond 6 fighters, man. You see what I'm saying? And then on top of that, they too busy emotionally invested in this sport. I'm emotionally invested, but let me say this. They're emotionally invested in fighters. I'm emotionally invested in the sport.
Exactly.
Okay? I don't care who it is. If they're getting done wrong, I may not like the fighter's style, but if he's getting done wrong, I'm going to be like, hey, that's fucked up. I don't like Dillian White, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck about no Dillian White. But at the end of the day, what they doing to this nigga's fucked up. So that's what I'm saying. I would never lose a debate to a motherfucker unless he's like-minded, straight up.
Yeah, and to your point, 2K, you know, with Shell, he had before they ordered the one mandatory, they talking about a final eliminator. He had 2 previous mandatories before that nobody talk about.
Exactly.
Hell, after fight Robert Hill Linus. That's when the motherfucker got the silver belt fighting a motherfucker Robert Hill Linus that cats don't know nothing about.
Hell Anus, and Lucas Brown.
Yep, and Lucas Brown. Fuck out of here, man.
My man, Nutra said Mauricio Suleiman needs to get fired. I'm tired of his Canelo dick ride. We ain't gonna talk about that, but yeah, that definitely is an issue. You know what I'm saying? But you know, he got to keep that money flowing in one way or the other. If it ain't Wild, it's gonna be Canelo. So you know,
got that right. That's why Charlo on the outside looking in.
Hell yeah! All right, man. With all that gay shit. I don't mean that literally for y'all people, so don't get offended. Fuck if you get offended. Oh well. Anyway, after all that good sportsmanship and that hugging and hee-haw and all that between Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz a few weeks ago after the fight, Andy Ruiz said Joshua isn't a good boxer. He expects to beat that ass again in the same fashion. With that, I say let the trash talk begin. I was waiting on this shit because that too friendly shit is annoying, especially when you in a high competitive sport as boxing. So, is there any truth to what Andy Ruiz, the heavyweight champion of the world, is saying? Bakar, go ahead and take this off, man.
I don't know. I wouldn't say that Joshua can't box, but I could definitely say that Andy Ruiz is still going to give him trouble the second time in, because you know, going into the first fight, you know, I'm when it comes to boxing and matchups and all of that stuff, I'm big on mental stuff, and to me, you know, one of his biggest flaws was his mental, and he being Joshua, and so him fighting in the I just thought him fighting in the U.S. for the first time and not having all his, you know, them rose petals put down in his path like he the last Prince of Zamunda. Like I thought all of that was an issue in this fight, and to me, it did. I think it was bigger than just that. But at the end of the day, I believe that being out of his comfort zone and all of that stuff really did play a big part in his mentality, and I think that was a big part of his loss. And even when they was talking about the rematch, in my mind, I felt if they didn't fight in the UK, he was going to lose again. And I'm still going to say that if they fighting back here in the US, because I believe it's in MSG again, I think he's going to lose again. But I think it'll be more, again, I still think it's going to be more because of mental than it is, the physical stuff. But that being said, mentality put to the side, I do think that Andy Ruiz's style and all of that stuff, it does play a factor, and that combination punching does play a big role, and you know, something that AJ's not used to, and his team is just they putting him up against it, man, because they talked all that shit before the first fight, and now shoot, before this dude's brain could even go back to the right size, they got this dude negotiating the next fight and all of this stuff, and so to work. To do whatever he needs to do with his fight style in the ring and conquer all whatever mental demons he got and fight right back where he got fucked up the first time. To me, that's a whole lot. And so no, I'm not gonna say that dude can't fight, or that Andy just definitely has his number all the way. But I am pulling for, or saying that Andy will win the second fight. Man, I do think he's going to give him major troubles the second go around as well.
Before I let 2K and Truth and Facts jump in, Neutral said, I think Anthony Joshua is a good fighter who doesn't do one thing great, but a lot of things good. Fundamentally sound is a good term. I probably agree with that. 2K, any truth to what Andy Ruiz is saying? He's not saying he can't box. He's just saying he ain't a good boxer. So, so what do you think about his statements, man?
Well, if he's not a good boxer, it made him look bad for getting knocked down in that third round by a nigga that can't box. That's all I got to say about that. Man, he knows what the fuck is going on, man. You don't become unified champion not knowing how to box even just a little bit. You don't win a fucking Olympic gold medal not knowing how to box just a little bit. You don't beat Vladimir Klitschko, Alexander Povetkin, Dillian White, Joseph Parker without being able to box just a little bit. So Andy Ruiz is just talking shit. You know what I'm saying? He knows what the goddamn deal is. And at the end of the damn statement, he said it's still going to be a good fight. Well, if a nigga can't box, then why would it be a good fight? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like I said, a lot of these niggas need PR people. Hey, man, real talk. A lot of boxers are fucking dumb. I'm just going to say this, man.
I was just about to cue Truth and Fact because he always say that about the PR needed. But Finn did.
Yeah. Yeah. We mentioned that on the show plenty of times. But a lot of boxers are fucking dumb, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them, and this is just reality. Motherfuckers get mad all you want. I used to box. You know what I'm saying? I know what the deal is. I've been in and out of multiple gyms for a very long time. A lot of fighters are fucking dumb. You know what I'm saying? They don't really have – they don't know how to articulate themselves, man. Paulie Malinaggi is one of those one-offs. One of them anomalies, you know what I'm saying? He can actually articulate himself very fucking well to be a guy that's been boxing for a very long time. You know what I'm saying? Andre Ward's another guy, another anomaly. But a lot of these boxers are fucking dumb. Just look at the bullshit we went through with Jesse Hart. You know what I'm saying? These niggas is dumb, dog. And you got to understand that sometimes they may say some shit and in the same goddamn breath, they're going to contradict what they just said. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what Andy Ruiz just did. So he knows what he's going to go up against. He knows what he's got to do. One thing I will say that's in his favor is that it's no longer a fucking 5 to 4.5 or 4 week training camp, however you want to look at it. It's going to be a full 12-week training camp before he gets in the ring with Anthony Joshua again. That's going in his favor. You know what I'm saying? If you were able to knock him out in 7 rounds with just a 5-week training camp, then I'm curious to see how well you do with the full training camp. You see what I'm saying? But understand that Anthony Joshua, if he's smart, he will not also put himself in a bad predicament like he did prior to the first fight going to South Beach and trying to fuck bitches before he had a major event at Madison Square Garden. If he don't do that, then he's got a good opportunity to come in here and get these titles back. So as far as what my man Cheetah has said about Andy Ruiz being difficult for Joshua, I got to agree with him based on the fact that, based on the data that we have. The empirical data that we're dealing with right now is that Andy Ruiz knocked him out in the first fight, so we got to go off of that and say, yeah, he's going to give him trouble in the second fight. Now, me as a boxing enthusiast, being able to break down styles, I'm going to say he should not be giving him trouble. It's a 4.5, or I'm sorry, a 4-inch height and a 8.5 inch reach advantage. He shouldn't be giving you no fucking trouble. All right. He's not a guy that moves in the ring like a David Haye or a Tyson Fury or Oleksandr Usyk. He doesn't have footwork like that. He's a guy that pretty much stands on the center line. If you're at mid-range distance to inside, that's when he starts doing a lot of movement. That's when he starts being able to get counter punches off because he's in range. But if you're out of range, nigga, there's not much he can do but try to come forward to get in range. Yep. And with a guy that doesn't really have much head movement, dealing with a jab from the outside, doesn't really have much footwork to be able to get around or at least pivot from side to side against his opponent, that's a pretty easy game plan. Jab, jab, straight right hand move. This is exactly what I said in the pregame, the pre-fight prediction we had before this fight. Jab, jab, straight right hand move. Jab, jab, straight right hand move. Rinse, repeat, 12 rounds. You know what I'm saying? No. I'm just saying that's all he's got to do. So he shouldn't be giving him trouble. If he gives him trouble again, then once again, I'm willing to say that Anthony Joshua, his mental state is flawed. Before we're like, yeah, he was fucked up before he got in the fight. Let's see how he recovers. If he gives him trouble again, I'm gonna say yes. His mental state is flawed. He definitely will not be able to beat Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder at any point in his career.
Yeah, I think it pretty much. I think it doesn't have so much to do with the skill, but it's just either that ring IQ, the mental fortitude, and you know what I'm saying, the chin. So if he lose again, I think it'll be those combination of three instead of the skill, because like you said, you don't win a gold medal by being a below average fighter. You don't win, beat a future Hall of Famer by being a below average fighter. You don't unify 3 to 4 heavyweight titles by being a below average fighter. So. Truth and facts. What's your take on this, man?
Man, listen, I heard my man Cheetahhead and what he said. Here's something that I think that I'm looking at. I'm also looking at Andy Ruiz' state of mind. You weren't talking like this prior to the first fight. You weren't talking like that prior to that first fight, right? So if you're talking like this, I'm going to question your mental state of mind if you think, oh, man, this is going to be easy work. No, the fuck it's not. If that's what you're doing in training camp, thinking it's going to be easy motherfucking work, you're going to get your ass work. Like you're doing the same thing to him that them motherfuckers did to you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And you don't do that. When you're like, I say this all the time, and Prodigy know this. You're not a fucking champion to me till you make a goddamn defense. Right? So he has to go in there, prove this shit wasn't a fluke, like we seen my man Andre Conseil do over the motherfucking weekend. Beautiful motherfucking body shot. Okay? You got to prove that shit wasn't a fluke before motherfuckers take you seriously. That's why, like I said, man, Charlo gonna talk shit about Harrison. He gonna think Harrison's scared. And I knew it. I called it. This man ain't talking shit. So you can't be talking like this. And I'm gonna question you and your team state of mind, because at the end of the day, and you guys are right, it was a situation of you got a guy who number one, everything about his mental state was shaken. Especially that ring IQ portion of it, right? Because like he said, jab, jab, right hand, stay on the outside, jab, jab, right hand, hold him, push him back, jab, jab, right hand, right? Okay. When you talk about Oleksandr Usyk, at least arm length is longer than Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz got stubby arms. He's short and got stubby motherfucking arms, right? And this guy was able to get inside and get you. Now Joshua got hit on the top of the head, and on the top of the head by the temple, and that's one of the spots you hit a cat with, dog. He's just going to short circuit. But outside of all of that, you still have to get in that ring. You still have to maintain your mental state of mind that you had in the first fight. You have to maintain that same mental state of mind going into the second fight. Because outside of Joshua's mental state of mind, the one thing about Joshua that we learned is Joshua's a fighter that has to be comfortable. He has to be, and what I mean comfortable is he has to be in familiar surroundings for him. Like he likes for you to be nice with him. He don't want you talking all kind of shit to him and shit like that. He likes things to be kind of simple. He don't like things to be a little bit awkward, a little bit odd, because it's hard for him to operate in that. That's also a mental thing too, right? And that's why when it comes to Fury, when it comes to Wilder, you don't have them issues. They don't give a fuck. They're just looking to beat your ass, right? Mm-hmm. They don't care about shaking your hands, hugging, like you said, all that, shake your hands and all that after the fight and all that shit. Yeah, man, we got a really deep look at his mental state of mind. Now, if that is still an issue, yes. But I say again, and Prodigy said this, and Anthony Joshua that wasn't all the way there managed to knock you down. That was Anthony Joshua wasn't all the way there. So you can't say this nigga don't know how to box. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't say that, because, and also what it does, it takes credibility away from your victory. Well, then you're basically saying you be the dude that didn't know how to box, so why should we give you any kind of credit?
But like 2K said as well, you know what I'm saying? Like we were saying, yeah, he got knocked out by a guy he's saying that can't box, but knocked down, excuse me. But Josh got knocked out by a motherfucker 260 plus on a 4 or 5 week training camp. So both guys got a lot of shit to prove, come November, December. You know what I'm saying? And that's what makes the rematch even more intriguing.
But you know what, though, Big Cool? Outside, like you said, outside the fact both guys got something to prove. Fighters, period. Like the days of slick talking fighters, Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Empire, Duncan Leonard, the days of slick talking fighters, them days is gone. These motherfuckers is just straight flat out saying some of the most craziest shit ever. You mentioned 2 retired fighters in Paulie and Andre Ward. Like, and it's funny because the fighters that show you the high amount of ring IQ is always seem to be the best fighters that's able to, eloquate and talk themselves and talk than any, like when I watched Terrence Crawford when he was on ESPN, he did a real good job. So it's great.
Jones,
Yeah, and it's just funny because it's like these dudes nowadays, in an attempt to gain notoriety, is they're losing a part of sensibility trying to gain notoriety. Like Muhammad Ali said things, but he said things that was sensibility while gaining notoriety. Right? Okay. Even Cliff, say what you want to say about Claressa Shields. The same thing. She's like, well, with the exception, I could beat any man and shit like that. But to a certain degree, she does that. A lot of these fighters, Adrian Broner, Gervonta Davis, bitches smacking you in your goddamn face. Like they just doing shit to gain notoriety instead of doing shit that make fucking sense. And that's the problem that you have, man.
All right, before we wrap it up, my man Nutra said AJ, he repeated pretty much what 2K and all of us sentiments are. AJ need to fight long range, but he loves to fight from the mid range. That's the game. That's his game plan, and he needs to lose 15 pounds. I don't know about all that. You know what I'm saying? He might could stand to lose a little bit, but I think it's more so he just need to sharpen his mental. Then he said AJ ass need to step aside and take some time off, and let's see Ruiz versus Wilder for undisputed. Because next year IBF and WBO are going to enforce mandatories, and we haven't seen undisputed heavyweight.
Everybody's saying that Wilder's not even looking at Ruiz. He's trying to fucking rematch Tyson Fury.
Yeah,
everybody's saying that. Like Wilder's not even looking in that. This nigga blessed him and said, "All right, peace." You know what I'm saying? Hey, God bless you, son. That was a nice win you had. All right, I'm out. That's what he did.
Wilder probably not expecting to have that title after the November, December head prop.
What's fucked up is to show you how Wilder's not concerned. They even said something about whooping Wilder ass, and Wilder didn't even respond to that.
They didn't respond to it.
Y'all funny. Y'all funny.
I tagged Deontay Wilder in that on Twitter, man. These niggas ain't even responding to Andy Ruiz. They're over there. They understand that Andy Ruiz got a miracle win, so they're like, let the nigga have a little bit of limelight. They ain't even looking at him.
If you do it again, then Wilder gonna come out and say, you know what? Hey, why not scrap the? He might say, "Why not scrap the Fury rematch?"
I doubt it.
I doubt it, but I mean, he'll start to look his direction, sooner or later if he can retain that title, man. So, we had to see, man. I just can't wait for this rematch, man. November, December.
Y'all think Wilder will still shit on the Ruiz fight if he get past Ortiz, and then Ruiz still has all them belts, so that'd be a unification?
That's exactly what Jermell just said. He might say fuck the Fury rematch and try to fight Ruiz, and then that's when I said I doubt it. I don't think he's still gonna look at Ruiz after that.
I think he still wants Josh. Deep down, he wants Joshua to reclaim those titles, man. Because I mean, that's the fight. Still, it's not as big as it was, but that is a fight a lot of people tune into. I think
it's money. It's
USA
money.
versus UK. You know what I'm saying?
Right, it's money. Yeah, money.
There's more money with Deontay Wilder and the Tyson Fury rematch, and this might sound weird, but it's more money there than it would be Andy Ruiz, because a lot of people already think Deontay Wilder beats Andy Ruiz easily. Listen, we published the article where, Andy Ruiz's dad, whose name's Andre Ruiz or Andres. I don't know how to say that shit. Mexican shit. I don't know how to say that, but that's his name. But he came out in the Mexican media and was like, yeah, we won Deontay Wilder's title too. Dog, all of the fucking hits we got on that article was niggas laughing and joking around. You know what I'm saying? Like they saw what he did, against Anthony Joshua, and they still laughing and joking. Now he does it again. More people are going to believe that he has an opportunity to beat Deontay Wilder. But at the end of the day, the majority of people are like, hey, man, Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder are two different breads. You know what I'm saying? You got one nigga who's mentally flawed. You got another nigga that is wholeheartedly mentally fortified. His mental is so fortified to the point where he thinks he could beat any goddamn body at any time, out of any era. Those are two different people. So people know that. So
not to mention the power.
Right. I don't think people. Hold on. I don't think people really care about a Ruiz matchup right now when you got Tyson Fury lingering in the fray. So man, I don't think he says fuck Fury, give me Ruiz. I don't think so.
Yeah, he got too much pride to sit on that shit because he know he lost. He might not admit it. He know he lost that fight to Fury, so he got to go and rectify that shit next year if he get by Ortiz.
Well, listen, Wilder's one of them dudes, dog, that thrive on his ability to knock you the fuck out. When Fury got up, he was pissed the fuck off. Saying when Ortiz got up, he was pissed the fuck off. He's mad when he floors you and you get up. He's one of them dudes, man. He thrives off of that. So yeah, I totally agree with that, man.
Yeah, so I mean, and that's the thing. Sometimes a more, mental fortitude, tougher guy, will be the more skillful guy, just because that will to not quit, not be, turned away without being victorious is a dangerous fighter, man. Especially if you got some decent skills and some big power. So we shall see, man. But if Wilder beats Ortiz and Fury, and Ruiz beats Joshua, and then make another title defense, then you start saying, okay, that's the fight to make. But until then, we're going to move on to the next topic. Andrew Cancio repeated his performance against Alberto Machado. And we talked about this on the Hangout on Wednesday. I think I said, 2K, correct me if I'm wrong, I think I said that Cancio was going to win. I didn't see Machado being able to do anything different. I think you felt differently. So we're going to let you start with it, man, because I know you got some real good thoughts on this repeat performance from Cancio.
I still feel differently. Let me tell you something. First of all, the nigga that Bo just called him was Cancio. I don't know who the fuck that is, but Bo, you just said that nigga's name like that a few minutes ago. But anyway, that nigga Andrea landed the same punch, bro. It was the left hook over in the liver area, the liver section. Not the solar plexus, but in the liver section. It was the same punch. Machado did the same thing he did in the first fight, bro. Sat in the pocket, tried to slug with him, got caught, got knocked out. Same punch. I still feel the same way. If Alberto Machado fights like how he fights normally, he would have beat Cancio. I don't know what it is with these fighters, man. I don't know what his trainers told him. I don't know any of that shit. All I know is Alberto Machado went in there and did completely the opposite of what he's been doing that allowed him to get the WBA regular title prior to fighting Cancio the first time. There's something completely different in both those fights. Now, people are saying, hey, he was weight drained, motherfucker couldn't make weight, et cetera, et cetera. I don't fucking know. I don't fucking care. At the end of the day, he fought the wrong game plan, got knocked out again. So it may sound like I'm taking some shit away from Cancio. If it sounds like that, I don't give a fuck. At the end of the day, I'm looking at the fight. I see Alberto Machado doing the same fucking things he did in the first fight that he should not have been doing in the second fight and ended up getting caught with the same punch. That's a problem. So good. That's good shit by Cancio for recognizing that. But at the end of the day, I put it more on Alberto Machado not following the correct game plan, man.
Truth and facts, man. I know you wanted to talk about this. You mentioned it earlier. I don't know if you want to talk about it, but you mentioned it earlier and shit. So what's your thoughts on the rematch and how it played out?
Man, look, this rematch played out exactly the way that anybody who thought Cancio was going to fucking win this fight. Listen, motherfucking Machado punch resistant to the body is like Amir Khan's punch resistant to his chin. This motherfucker, man. This motherfucker, dog. The minute he get touched down there, this motherfucker fold. Now, granted, it was the perfect shot, right? Right below the elbow over there by the liver. I'll give him that, right? And when he got up, he said something to the ref. And I remember because I was talking to Prodigy. I was like, yo, man, he said something to that ref when he got up. I don't know what it was, but he didn't even put up a fight. That ref stopped it. Go ahead.
He came out and said that he didn't say nothing to the ref, and that let me say this. He said that he got up at 9 and was waiting on the ref to allow the fight to continue, but he waved it off. That's what he said.
Okay.
So well, he didn't. He basically saying he wanted to fight.
He said if you watch it, as he getting up, he's saying something to the ref, and I'm like, what the fuck is he saying? But like you said, the ref waved it off. But this goes back to what we talk about Ring IQ. Why are you fighting that type? Like you was doing good, then all of a sudden you had to prove to everybody that I'm not done, or something that like fighters. Sometimes fighters kill me with this wanting to prove something to somebody. Fuck trying to prove something. Focus on winning the goddamn fight. Focus on what's working for you to win the fucking fight. Stop trying to prove shit to a motherfucker. You ain't got nothing to prove. You're already there. You're in that moment. Stop looking to prove. I don't look to prove shit to no motherfucking body. Right? So stop trying to prove shit. So you get in the ring and you're trying to prove to motherfuckers it wasn't a fluke because, of course, you listen to social media, you listen to what motherfuckers are saying. So you go out there, like my man Prodigy said, everything doing good because you're cutting him up, everything's working. Then all of a sudden, you threw the game plan out the window. Why? Because you want to prove to niggas that, hey, I can put this motherfucker out or whatever it was, and he fucked around and he got caught. Now, at the end of the day, I'm with Prodigy. This should have been easy for Machado. You had the height, you had the reach. All you had to do was maintain the game plan that's always worked for you, but you give it up. And again, it goes back to these fighters' ring IQ is being seriously tested this fucking year with these motherfuckers and the losses that they're taking that don't make no goddamn sense. Like some of the shit these motherfuckers getting hit with, some of the shit these motherfuckers doing in the ring. Don't get it wrong. I mean, listen, shit happens and you get hit. But when you're getting hit with an 8-inch reach advantage or 4-inch reach advantage, when you're letting the smaller dude get inside because you don't know how to hold, a la Lennox Lewis, a la Vladimir Klitschko, to keep you from getting
Anthony
it.
Joshua.
Right. When you don't know how to hold. Yeah, man. I mean, dog, this shit is crazy. A lot of these new age boxers need to watch some of them old school fighters. Them motherfuckers knew what to do in situations.
Yep.
Okay. Tyson Fury got up from being knocked out, didn't realize he wasn't all there, put his hands on the referee to distract him, and bought 3 more seconds. You see what I'm saying? Like, you know, boxing is a sport, man, that you can't fight emotional. If you fight emotional, we see what happened. When the other guy's thinking and you up here all in your feelings, you're going to be the one on the canvas, man.
Oh, yeah. Bakar, did you see the fight? If so, what's your thoughts on it? Or, matter of fact, you saw it?
Yeah, I saw it.
I want to spin it. I want to spin it, not because I want to spin it. Who would you like to see Cancio fight next? I know he mentioned Rene Alvarez or Alvarado, whichever one of the motherfuckers. Alvarado, and he also mentioned Joseph Diaz. He beat Alvarado and he lost to Diaz. So if you had to choose between those two, who would you like to see him fight out of those guys?
It'd probably be a nice little action fight. Because in fact, I thought the fight he fought too much. Like to Bo's credit, you know, it was a little bit too, like you say, emotional. And especially to have gotten stopped to the body the first time, it seemed like he didn't have like no improved defense of defending his body, because dude was blasting his body the whole fight until he finally went down. And so it didn't seem like he did too much tightening up on what he needed to tighten up on in between fights. But him versus Diaz would probably be a nice little juicy scrap.
Okay. All right, man. Well, 2K, Bo, who'd y'all like to see him fight next?
Jojo Diaz. Nigga, nobody give a fuck about no Rene Alvarado.
So he the mandatory, so that's why we got him in there.
Of course, he's a mandatory. He got to get that out the way. He going to have to get that out the way. But Jojo Diaz, definitely, because he lost to him. And he's a totally different fighter since losing to Jojo Diaz. Or at least he feels, let me say this, at least he feels he's a totally different fighter. He's going to have a newfound motivation going into a rematch. Hey, that's all you really need in order to change the tables. You know what I'm saying? So I'm curious to see what happens. I think JoJo beats his ass again, but I like to see what he does.
I want to see him fight Tank Davis, so Tank can finally fight a motherfucker with a winning record.
That ain't happening.
I want to see him fight, so Tank can finally have somebody else to talk about on social media other than him and Tevin Farmer with they bullshit. That's why I want to see him fight. Yeah. I want to see him fight Tank. Say, fuck it, Tank. Let's consolidate the belts so you'll have something to fucking do instead of having bitches slap you in the face with your fat ass stomach. That's what the fuck I want to see.
Castillo too much of the same size and too confident. Now he don't want that shit. He want
to fight somebody, goddammit, with a winning record with momentum. That's what I want to see happen.
All right, now you gonna see that nigga fighting Kazuto Oka. You better stop that shit, man. No, man. That
nigga wouldn't consolidate the belts when it was Alberto Machado. He definitely ain't gonna consolidate with the nigga that beat Machado twice. He definitely not consolidating now. Shit.
No. Man, y'all make sure y'all get these videos to Tank, man, because I want that nigga to get so mad that he reach out to us. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, that nigga Tank fight still ain't on Box Rec. I seen some dumb bitches on Twitter talking about.
I just seen it, bro. I was just about to say that.
I got mines with dumb bitch. You and like 10 other dumb bitches, the only ones going to that motherfucker because the nigga fight ain't even talked about.
Hey, I went on boxing scene. They was like, Showtime and Tank Davis hold a special press conference. Man, no, the fighter wasn't, your opponent wasn't even there, man. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, what's funny is you saw that on boxing scene, right?
Yeah.
We got the press release for that. I didn't print it.
No. They tell you right there how much we give a fuck about this fight, man. Like, no. And then I see the same bitch you talking about too. She was like, "I'm trying to catch a good vibe." I clicked on the bitch Twitter page. I said, "Bitch, talking about Snapchat. Get your ass out there. Go take care of your son."
That bitch got 26 followers or some shit like that, nigga. That bitch tweet every 2 minutes, bro. Nobody say shit about anything she tweet. Dumb ass up.
Hey, she had a son and a little header. I'm like, man, go take care of your son. Get off this bitch. I'm trying to catch a good vibe. Bitch, you trying to catch an STD. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Trying to get some dick up in your back. That's all you trying to do.
See, like Chris Brown say, go home, take care of your kid for the nigga robbed me in some years. Shit. Get the fuck out of here. Right. You know what I'm saying? If you say something other than "mommy finna go fuck a champion," maybe this nigga know something about life.
Hey, bro, it wasn't even. She wasn't even bad. Man, she wasn't even a baddie, bro. Like,
she was ugly to me.
Yeah, man. Talking about Snapchat. I'm going to bed. I shouldn't even. Man, bitch, shut up.
Well,
man.
It's a lot of ratchet hoes that fuck with Tank. I mean, listen, man. Look, man. It's good for Tank that he's got a big following in Baltimore. Yeah. I have no problem with that. That's a good thing, man. Congratulations to him on that. He's running his city. I have no problem with that, all right? But when niggas try to tell me Tank is one of the most popular boxers in the sport, I'd have slapped the shit out you, nigga, if you was in front of me saying some stupid shit like that. Nigga ain't no goddamn popular boxer, nigga. Listen, man, you got, like, motherfuckers ain't even talking about him, man. This is his homecoming. Nobody talking about it. The nigga's fighting Tom Selleck. Nobody cares.
Like,
gives a fuck, man. You know what I'm saying? Nigga fighting, Ralph Machado, the nigga from motherfucking Karate Kid, nigga. Yeah, nigga. Nobody give a fuck, nigga.
Daniel LaRusso.
Yeah, Daniel LaRusso, nigga. If you go to boxing, nigga.
This nigga fighting Glass Joe from Knockout.
Bruh, I'm gonna go on Wikipedia and do it myself, nigga. Tank Davis's Wikipedia page, I'm gonna put on there next fight against Daniel LaRusso. Fuck out of here, man.
Your boy Ellaby say he the next biggest thing. He the next pay-per-view star.
Oh, shit.
And he been doubling down on that because I've seen in a couple interviews where people was kind of like needling him about Davis's resume, and he keeps saying he one of the biggest names now, and they got a 2-year plan to make him like the biggest pay-per-view star.
Oh, geez, man. Oh, my God.
That nigga the next Fernando Vargas when he step up. Only did that nigga get knocked the fuck out when he step up.
Listen, man, 2 things when you talk about Leonard Ellaby, which is how you know you shouldn't listen to him. Number 1, the nigga got what we call an old school cocaine nose, right? Okay? That's number 1. He got an old school cocaine nose and nostril. And the nigga always wearing suits that make it look like he got a double neck.
Yeah.
Steve Harvey wannabe ass nigga.
That nigga got that vacuum cleaner nose. He sniff up the whole 8-ball, nigga. Yeah, nigga, we just got this motherfucker, man. We supposed to share this.
Bitch.
Man, that nigga nose is so. Listen, that nigga nose so big, his glasses sit above the nose.
sit on top of his eyes and shit.
Nigga. Sit on top of his eyes, right? So him saying anything means absolutely nothing to me because the reality is Floyd already gave us what his intentions is, the blueprint for Tank. So Leonard Ellaby saying what he's saying.
He's just seconding it. That's all.
Right. That's all it is, man.
All right, man.
Oh, that's funny.
Jermell Charlo is out here accusing Tony Harrison of faking an injury from avoiding getting that ass whooped potentially in the rematch. Now, I don't know what to make of this shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't got an ear to the streets in Detroit, but Tony was talking a lot of shit. And then all of a sudden, what the fuck was his injury? a torn ligament
forgot,
in the ankle, but then he gonna be ready for September return. I mean,
I
I don't know. I don't know the the recovery time and all that shit after having surgery on the ankle and shit, but that's a pretty quick turnaround. You know what I'm saying? For a significant injury. So you know what they say: where there's smoke, there's fire. Do y'all think this could be some truth to what Jermell Charlo is saying about Tony Harrison? 2K, go ahead, man.
I don't know, man. Look, Jermell Charlo is the same nigga that during the fight, or I'm sorry, in the post-fight interview, this nigga tried to say that Tony Harrison walked over to him and whispered in his ear saying that, yeah, you really won this fight. This is the same nigga that said that.
That is
so once you show me that you a dumb, basically you're a dumbass nigga that lies too much, I don't believe nothing you say after that, bro. Like you could be showing me evidence right in front of my goddamn face. I'm still gonna do my research. Nah, nigga, this nigga said it. I see what you got, bro, but just let me look into it myself, and then I'll get back to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, yeah, you really can't trust what these niggas say after that. That was a blatant ass lie. Why the fuck would this nigga, after achieving the goal that he's been trying to achieve ever since he first stepped into a boxing gym, undermine his feelings and say, you know what, man, you really beat me. Get the fuck out of here, bro. No human being would do that. You know what I'm saying? No, get the fuck out of here, man.
And then Charlo, and one of these, I gotta find it. One of these interviews, he was going into that deeper, and then it's almost come like that dumb boxer thing that you were saying, because out of his mouth, he was like, Harrison said something to the effect of like, that was a good fight, like you the dude or something like that, and then he took that. And then ran to Mike and was like, no, he just told me that I won. He was like, I ain't said anything like that.
Man. And Tony, immediately, you can see, I'm good at reading body language, man. You know what I'm saying? You can see Tony Harrison immediately, bro. He perked up and was like, nigga, I didn't say that. You know what I'm saying?
He showed me.
Jermell, you did, dog. Lions only. Yeah, you did. Lions only. Dog.
Yeah, nigga, you lying only. Nigga, you lying only. Nigga.
Yeah, you lying only. Nigga, exactly, Jermell. Exactly.
Nigga, talk about, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I ain't got a problem with Jamal right now because he ain't said shit. But Jermell, that nigga, a sissified ass nigga, man. That's mad that lost his title, whether he was legit or not, man. Look.
Yeah, the thing is that like I said, I can't believe nothing he says. Now, he was talking about how he got word from a lot of people saying that Tony Harrison got beat up in sparring, was getting knocked out in sparring and shit like that. And, training camp wasn't going well enough. So they said, fuck it, we're going to fake this injury so we can get more time to get you better prepared. Now, this is the thing. That does happen in boxing.
Yeah.
I mean, I always go back to this dude because I want niggas to know what Terry Flanagan did when he was supposed to fight Felix Verdejo. That motherfucker was like, damn, nigga, fuck this lightweight title, man. I'm trying to go to 140. I can't make weight at lightweight no more. You know what I'm saying? So they said, all right, bet, this is what we're going to do. This is what Frank Warren did. We're going to fake this injury. You fucked your leg up. Well, what did I do? Don't worry about it. I'll take care of that. You fucked your leg up. We're going to drop this title. We're going to go on to 140. We're going to fight Maurice Hooker for the title. That's eventually what happened. But they staged a fake-ass injury so he can get out of fighting Felix Verdejo, whether he thought it was going to be a tough challenge or not. But the real reason behind it was because he couldn't make weight at 135 anymore, right? You can't go out there and tell these people that. All your fans and shit that think you're a professional, you can't tell them that. So in order to keep, the respect that you got and gained throughout your career as a champion, you got to fake a little thing you got to fake something every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep shit under wraps. And that's what they did. See, niggas like me, not dumb. I could see that. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker faked the injury because he couldn't make weight. And that's why he immediately fought for the vacant WBO title at 140. You see what I'm saying? The same title he dropped at 135. Now, Tony Harrison could be doing this, but the fact that it's coming from Jermell Charlo, I'm not willing to believe it automatically, nigga. I got to do my research on that. Straight up.
Yeah. But trust and believe, we got the resources. We can find some shit out now. So don't think that,
Yep.
we can't find that shit out. Bo, what's your thoughts, man, on this shit? Do you think it's just Jermell Charlo angry and mad that he got to wait a little longer to try to get his title back, or you think it might be some truth to any of that shit?
Look, man, injuries happen in sparring, training camp not going right. Sometimes it's a personal issue as to the reason why, and they may cite some type of injury, right? But at the end of the day, like 2K said, the fact that this is Charlo, and I said, this the type of nigga that think this motherfucker just scared to fight him.
Yep.
Right?
You did say that before we put that article out. You sure did.
Yeah, yep. I said that. I said, man, you the type of nigga to think some shit like that. You know what, dog, man, listen, man, here's the reality, right? Whether Tony Harris is injured or not, that shouldn't be Charlo's fucking concern. What should be Charlo's concern, which again, we talk about PR team and mentality. You're so busy trying to make it look like this motherfucker don't want to fight you. You're still showing me you ain't learned shit from the first fight. You're still thinking I'm going to go in and do the same thing and I'm going to get this nigga. That is your problem. That's how you lost the first fight. Your inability to get out your own goddamn way. And then, like you said, you try saying that this dude, like nobody in their right mind. Chris Bird knew goddamn well Fredro can't beat him. What did Chris Bird say? Yo, man, dude came to fight. That's it.
Yeah,
you think you lost Chris Bird? He came to fight. They said, well, Bird, he came to fight.
Look at the most gracious nigga in boxing right now, Sean Porter. Even he was like, hey, man, all the rounds were going my way against Usyk.
Yeah, I beat Usyk, nigga. Fuck that shit, nigga. Hell no. And look at Paul Williams when he got his ass beat by Laura. Shit, nigga, I clearly won that fight, cuz. I don't know what y'all niggas talking about, cuz. I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. That's what they couldn't crumble.
All right, I don't know what y'all niggas talking about. Hold on, wait a minute. I give you another fight. Look at that time I knocked 2K out. That motherfucker was like, hey, man, he got me.
We gonna treat this like Kovalev versus Boone 1. We need the footage of that bitch.
Always got to add some corny ass shit to the podcast, man. See, y'all understand that's Bo's dream, right? To be able to even touch me, nigga. That's his dream. That's why he be in the chat. Hey, man, I did this to 2K. Hey, man, I just let it ride, man. Y'all gonna see. Hey, when we get that. When we do that, when we do that reunion that we were talking about earlier, y'all gonna see.
Hey, that nigga turned his back. I got him. But no, man. But yeah, dog. This shit that this dude is talking, dog. Like you can look, Marvelous Marvin Hagler, my favorite all-time greatest fighter. Marvin Hagler said something that made me hold my head up. He said, after the fight, Sugar Ray Leonard told me you won this. I said, oh, Marvin. Oh, Marvin. Oh, Marvin.
Right.
Oh, Marvin. Oh, Marvin. Goddamn, I had to take you down a notch, bro. You lost cool points with me saying some shit like that.
Well, see, the funny thing is,
Sugar Ray Leonard strike me as a nigga that say some shit.
Yeah, you just took it right out of my mouth, Jerrell. Exactly.
My bad.
No, you good. That's cool. That's exactly what I was gonna say. He's that type of dude, though. You look at Sugar Ray, man. He's borderline, B. Like that motherfucker's a sugar daddy, and I ain't talking about a nigga that fuck young bitches. I'm talking about the candy, nigga.
Fuck young niggas.
That nigga, he feels sweet, B.
He's sweet with all the E's in the shit, cuz. Nigga, that's how sweet that is.
When that nigga was dancing with the stars, that's when I was convinced.
That's some shit I can't even watch this shit now. I
can't even take that back. But yeah, but at the end of the day, man, for me, whether he's injured or not injured, whether he's wanting to buy more time or whatever the case may be, Charlo should be focusing on the shit that he did wrong in that fight to win back his title. And the fact that you're so concerned about that and not the fight you got in front of you and what you need to do to win, that's my problem with this nigga, man. Them niggas. Listen, these young niggas need to stop. See, social media is hurting these niggas in my eyes, man. It's gaining them notoriety, but it's hurting these niggas, man. It's just I'm tired of seeing stupid shit from these motherfuckers. I'm turning off notifications, man. Fuck this shit. I'm just gonna write articles and go to bed. Shit, that's all the fuck I'm gonna do.
The Charlos, they seem like they thrive in social media when it's going good. When they're winning and going good and modeling their clothes is cool, but when they under pressure. Because both of them seem overly emotional. When they under pressure, they start saying and acting stupid, man.
What? All right, man.
One of them is sweet. Was it Jermell? Jermell is sweet, bro.
Yeah, he's saucy and shit. You know, well, he was funny when he said I picked because you that shit was funny in the video you did a while ago. 2K, we told him he'll pick Tank up by the nostrils and throw that little nigga. That shit funny as fuck. Yeah,
Man,
that's
that
nigga
nigga.
drunk as shit.
Did you see that nigga? That video? That's when he was mad at Tank. He mad at Tank and Broner. His hands was moving. I mean, his hands was doing more talking than his mouth was. Man, y'all know what that means.
Nigga, wrist was broke, cuz.
Yeah, man. Then them tight ass pants he had on.
And then when Daniel Jacobs checked his ass and she said, "Hey, are you touching M's yet?" That shit was funny.
Oh yeah.
He pulled up on him in a Versace shirt, cuz. Like, yeah, nigga.
No, the funny, that nigga was so live, bro. Yeah, you on shit? Nigga, fuck Daniel Jacobs, nigga. Then that nigga gonna never want to see me. Then Daniel Jacobs walk in. Oh, there you go right there.
Just the man I was looking for.
No, hold on. Jermell was like, there you go right there. And then like just got quiet, just started looking. And then Jacobs did that double take you talking about. Hold on, whoa. Just the nigga I was looking for.
And then he hit him on the chest. When he hit him on the chest, he said, like, yeah, nigga, try to see that heartbeat and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was tripping off of how hard that nigga was going in the media. And then as soon as Jacobs walked in, that nigga, the voice went from the hardest nigga on the planet to some nigga that just got in trouble by the teacher, told that he got to go to the principal's office, nigga. His voice went straight to that, bro. He was like, oh, well, there you go right there. And stopped talking and waited.
He's like, man, let's go over here. I'm going to go do this interview down here. No, ain't this nigga you talking shit. You know, there's always one nigga in the group that ain't going to let you goddamn take the cow away. No, nigga, there you go. You was talking shit about yesterday.
If Daniel Jacobs didn't do that double take, he would have let that nigga walk by him, bro.
Yep.
And then claim the nigga was scared to talk to him.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, nigga. Because they just got close to the chest, like, yeah, just the man I was looking for. You know what I'm saying? Some shit you said about me in the media. Nah, that shit was funny as hell.
And then you had that nigga named that Wilson looking nigga in the background and shit. That
little shrimp ass, that alien looking nigga.
Niggas that elbow that nigga in the forehead, he done. Nigga out for the rest of the night. You ain't got to get that nigga no liquor, bro. You flick that nigga on the forehead, he out for the rest of the night.
Man, look, might be in a coma, cuz.
Man, look, the thing that got me was, you ever notice how, like, when you see a cat, you can always tell, like, when they happy something went down, the way it went down. When Jacobs gave that man dap, all right, man, we gonna talk. He gave Jacob that like, woof. All right, dog.
Yeah. Oh, man. I thought some shit was gonna pop off.
Hey, look, he called you that Jermell, bro.
Oh,
don't know. I almost got my ass beat. Woo.
And then the icing on the cake, the nigga goes and gets robbed by a fat bitch from Connecticut. Goddamn. Right after that.
Hey, did Detective B ever find that nigga money for him, cuz?
Nope.
Shit.
Find it, bro.
That nigga fell asleep on the job.
That nigga was out.
Anyway. I knew 2K get that shit when I was saying. Anyway, man. All right, man. Claressa Shields and Ivana. How you pronounce the bitch last name?
Habazin.
Yeah, whatever he said. Trade words over Shields' injury. You know, husband went on social media and was eating some chocolate cake and pretty much was accusing Claressa Shields of being a fat ass and really couldn't make the weight. So she said, I dislocated my kneecap, you know, sparring for Keith Thurman. I mean, Habazin. You know what I'm saying? And now I got to push the shit back because we all know it's questions surrounding her because she was well over the weight limit, you know, before a fight with Christina Hammer at the 30-day weigh-in,
right?
14-day weigh-in, and I think at the 1 week out weigh-in. But she made the weight, and we was thinking, well, if she was struggling to make 160, how the hell this bitch gonna make 154? And it probably, if it crossed our mind, I know damn well it crossed her mind and her team's mind. But it was funny to see Habazin, you know, trade some, take a little shot at Claressa Shields, who obviously didn't take too kind, and said she gonna smack the shit out that bitch at the weigh-in, and then the next day she gonna whoop her ass. So
ain't gonna do that.
I know she ain't. Yeah, I know she ain't. But it was a funny thing. You know what I'm saying?
Did you see yesterday Shields posted up some more shit where she posted this shit on Twitter where the has-been chick was at the weigh-in and
nigga said the has-been chick.
No.
That's what she about to be.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
Habazin.
I like has been better. Go ahead, man.
But it has been.
What's her name? Michaela Lauren, when she poured water on her head at the weigh-in. Did y'all see that clip?
Yeah, Michaela. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That I think she just one before all of this war of words started. I think she was just she woke up a sleeping lion, a sleeping dog, whatever. But beyond the ass whooping she gonna get in the ring, now she got to deal with all this shame outside the ring. Like she should have just been quiet and let that girl do what she had to do.
No, man, I like this shit. Fuck this shit.
No,
Don't get the Claressa
hey,
Fuck that shit.
Let me
Nah,
go,
hold on,
please, let me go.
Hold on, real quick. Don't give that motherfucker no respect. No, she ain't giving you no respect. I'm talking all kind of shit about her. She fat, she phony, and everything else, and then I'm trying to beat her ass. Yeah, everything. Manly as fuck.
Yep, all of that.
Fuck that shit. No, I ain't giving that bitch no respect just because she might whoop my ass, whatever the fuck it may be. Hell, she obviously she ain't scared. Hell, if she was scared, she would have said, I hope she get well. No, she taking shots at her, and she want that ass to be angry so she can beat her ass whenever they reschedule a fight. All right, truth and fact. Go ahead and defend your man. I mean, your woman.
Your man.
Outside of the fact, I do agree. Claressa got a big old fat ass. Y'all just don't know what I do.
We still I don't look at her like there's nothing attractive about her.
Y'all just don't know what I do. But I like everything that chick did. I like she's a former motherfucking fighter. She's a fighter herself. Okay, she's fought for titles. Her goddamn. I like everything what this motherfucker did. You're supposed to do that. Fuck that bitch.
Yep.
Okay, fuck that motherfucking champion. I'm a competitor. Fuck that. That shit. When Deontay Wilder said, "I'm giving you a watch fight because he was nice to me," I'd be like, "Man, fuck you. You gotta be nice to you for no title fight, nigga. The fuck is this shit? Nice to you. I gotta suck your dick for a title fight. Get the fuck out of here, dog." So this shit with motherfuckers having a problem with people saying things. I'm a competitor. I have no. You gonna whoop my ass? Listen, she gonna whoop her ass. She gonna get her ass whooped regardless, right? That's what we thinking. So why not talk shit? I'm gonna get my ass whooped regardless, right? Okay, well I'm gonna get my ass whooped, but I'm gonna talk my shit because at the end of the day, nobody's giving this girl a chance. Nobody even like people are talking. That shit went viral when she did it. Nobody knew who this bitch was. Nobody even knows she fought to see your breakfast. Nobody knows that if you ain't been following boxing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody knows that, right? So what she did, man, I like what she did. This shit was funny than the motherfucker the way she fucking did it. She up there eating chocolate motherfucking cake to let everybody know, yo, I'm finna get in this bitch ass. Like that shit was funny to me.
She said with your fatness. She said with your fatness.
Right. And she winked. I'm sorry, injured, right? You're injured, right?
And she had a nigga in the background to make it official. Yeah, it's your fatness.
No fatness. Now I do believe, and I agree with this. I do believe that is something that Shields and her team them decided. Like, listen, man, you having a hard time making weight, and you can make it, but you're not gonna be comfortable. So we need you to We need you to make this and be comfortable, right? So I do believe that situation. Yeah, that is something they saying. Listen, we gonna say you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know, we gonna say you stubbed your toe playing basketball or hockey or whatever manly shit that you know what I'm saying? Like you and your boyfriend was doing some weird ass position and shit, and you hurt yourself. You hurt yourself, right? So whatever. I have no problem. I'm not gonna sit here and say that does look very suspicious, and it does, because like we said, she had a hard time making 160. Now she's trying to go to 154, and she might not be making it comfortably. So I agree with that, but I have no problem with what her challenger did. I wish she'd have did even worse. I wish she had a picture. I wish she had a picture of Claressa Shields standing there talking to her face, talking shit to her face, like, "Yeah, you fat motherfucker, you gonna beat me, huh?" I wish she'd have did that.
Exactly, bro. And then Claressa Shields talking, "I dislocated my knee." What the fuck you talking about? Like, look, man, as much shit as Claressa Shields talk, man, she need to shut the hell up.
Thank you. With all the shit Claressa Shields talk, I will not get on anybody that talks shit back to her, man.
Hell no, I'd have roasted that motherfucker, cuz she would have got there, changed her mind. Yeah, I'd have made her admit that she faked the injury, fight back on for the 17. Shit, no, man. Did you say something about this 2K?
No, I was just saying that I agree with it. I mean, hey, not agree with it, but I'm okay with it. Like, look, man, I'm all for shit talking, nigga. I hate niggas that's trying to be gentleman in a sport when you got to punch a nigga face off? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why the fuck you trying to be nice to the nigga you about to go hurt, nigga? Now, I don't want to hear niggas say they're going to kill a nigga.
Yeah.
That's a little bit too far on the other side of the spectrum, but I like it to where, you know, look, man, talk a little bit of shit. You know, hey, man, what the fuck I'm going to do to a nigga? You know what I'm saying? We get in the ring about do this, bop, 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 and then it's going to be the end of that. You know what I'm saying? Boom, boom, done. Fucking, hey, girl, how you doing? I know you're going to kick my ass, but, you know, I just want to say I thank you for the opportunity. Get the fuck out of here. I'm trying to hear that bullshit.
This nigga impersonation be killing me, bro. This nigga be killing me,
What the fuck they want her to do? Like, this nigga, this is boxing. Nigga, shit, you supposed to talk shit.
And she's trying to raise her profile because just in case she pull that motherfucker upset, they going to go back to the video.
Well, shit, Paulie upset, want to fight it. Like you said, man, you know what I'm saying? Like look at hell, even look at Christina Hammer. Now that was already a big fight, but Christina Hammer's behaviors were even made people watch more. When remember when Claressa said, "We probably be cool." Oh, what? You want to be my friend now? Yeah, that's what I thought. I liked that shit, dog.
Man, bro, I'll pick fighters based on what they say, bro. Like I go into looking at training camp footage and you know, breaking down styles with the mindset of who I think is gonna win based on what they say to the media. Now, of course, all that can change after I look at footage, but I'm just saying, dog, I already have something in mind based on what niggas. So if for example, if I'm publishing an article based on an interview that we've gotten or that we've heard somebody else get, and an opponent is talking about fighting another opponent, the other opponent is seen as a better fighter than this opponent, right? And this opponent says some shit like, yeah, you know, I'm just happy to get the opportunity, you know, so-and-so such a good fighter. You know, they've beaten a lot of different people, and I'm just here to just hopefully, you know, I could get my claim to fame. They get the fuck out of here. This nigga lost. That nigga lost already. Come up in here talking about I'm just happy to be here on some Rocky Field and bullshit, nigga. That nigga already lost. Man. You know what I'm saying? You already lost, nigga. If you talking like that, bro. You need to be in the media. I don't care if you're not like that. That's why I didn't like Daniel Jacobs and what he was. I was already saying he lost, man. When the nigga came to the press conference, cheesing with his big ass Dumbo ears, ready to shake Canelo's hand. I already knew he lost. Oh, the nigga lost, man. Look, he's too happy. He lost.
Yeah, man. Hey, I just want some of that Mexican beef in it, you know what I'm saying? And my money, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
there's other demeanors, like the Klitschko brothers, for example. They didn't talk shit, but they had that look on their face like, hey, I'm fucking whoever comes near me up. They always had that look.
I'm going to jab and hug that nigga to death, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter.
Exactly. They always had that look.
Never smiled.
Yeah.
Until after the fight was over, cuz.
Yeah, so they didn't do shit like that. You know, if you're talking about other guys that don't talk shit, there's a good example right there. But I can't stand motherfuckers that are overly nice, bro. Like Andre Ward, you know what I'm saying? Nigga ain't got a squeaky clean record. This nigga literally walked with God and shit, nigga so clean. All right? But this motherfucker still wasn't out there all nice to niggas and shit, man. He still wasn't doing that. So,
hey, you remember that shit you remember all this shit Alan Green had talked about beating his ass in the Super 6, and then after the fight was over, I caught the camera zoomed in on him. And Alan Green was like telling Andre Ward, he's like, yeah, man, I overtrained and shit. Had 3, 4, 5 training camps. You know, I wasn't my best. And the look on Andre Ward was like, nigga, I ought to smack your ass. You lucky I'm a Christian. Because if not, I would have got them smacked your ass, man.
Real talk, man. Andre Ward is one of them. He a Christian on the outside. That's the image that he set for himself. But I guarantee you, bro, you get with that nigga on a personal level, bro, he don't be doing no Christian shit, dog. Guarantee it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them niggas is like that, bro.
Look, think about this, dog. This motherfucker was when they was at the press conference, and Kovalov and his team was talking. What did Ward tell him? Ward looked up at him and said, "All right, man, we're gonna find out come fight night." But you know, when we do this face to face, he knew he was telling Kovalov, "Go to turn around. You know you don't want to look at me, nigga. Go look at the camera."
Oh yeah, because he kept doing it with his hands. He kept gesturing. He's like, yeah, nigga.
Yeah. All right, that's what I thought you was gonna do.
Hey, you're not supposed to be nice, man.
That's how you're supposed to be, man. I mean, some people, Floyd, he play with you, but when he get in the ring, it's like he like that nigga just smack my girl or smack my daughter or something. So I'm whooping your ass or some shit like that. So Yeah, all
Motherfucker
that
act
nice
like he's
shit.
supposed to pull a Timothy Bradley. I want to take him to breakfast and
Yeah, bomb some shots, gives kids some Christmas gifts, let them shine my head for a nickel, all that kind of
Come
shit.
on.
I'm out this motherfucker. I ain't trading nobody no goddamn.
Hey, that shit funny, man. Tim Bradley the same way as he was as a fighter, as a commentator, man. Just dick gobbling ass motherfucking. I'm so glad that Manny Pacquiao ain't fighting with Top Rank no more, because if he was calling that motherfucking fight with Keith Thurman, all you hear, all this shit you hear, bro. So
You notice he don't ever say nothing about Pacquiao ever. Like it would be a fight that has nothing to do with Pacquiao in the past, and he'd bring up, when Pacquiao fucked my ass up, right? He'll say some shit like that. He don't do that no more. Understand that? So that tells you right there, he's a company man. He was doing that because he was letting Bob Arum know, hey man, whatever you need, I'm here.
Yeah, just know if I get a four fight third ass whipping, hey, look, hey, I'm all up for it as long as the money is right. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
All right, man. The last topic. Decided to give this guy some love. He's still a I guess you can say contender. Erickson Lubin says the 154-pound division is wide open. Every champion is beatable. I do agree with that statement. How do you see Lubin fitting in now that he a year plus removed from a one-round knockout at the hands of the former WBC champion of the junior middleweight division, Jermell Charlo? What do y'all see him his peak now that he's on the comeback trail? Hopefully he fights somebody of significance next, because he kind of one of them cats that talk a lot of shit but ain't proved not a goddamn thing as a professional. Bakari?
Oh wow, it's kind of like what you said. Like I do believe that the division is open. Like J Rock, he just took the title up off of what's his name? Flip Hurd. And so I do think in terms of that, the other guy, I do think it's wide open, and nobody's really can say that I'm just the man at this division. But like you just said, the only real test the dude had, he got slept. And to the one bone I'll throw him is he was doing okay in the fight until he just got one hitter quitter. But until I see him step up again, I can't say you the king. But I do believe that the division is definitely open for somebody to make that claim. Nobody's really sitting on an iron throne right now.
All right. Truth and facts. What are your thoughts, man? What do you see Erickson Lubin in this junior middleweight division? We know the champions are Jaime Munguia, Julian Williams, and what's the other? Yeah, Tony Harrison. So how do you see him faring against those guys, or guys a little bit underneath that level?
I thought Munguia moved up.
No, not yet. Well, not yet. Yeah.
Well, I agree from this aspect. The division is open because like Bakari said, Julian just won. Okay, now you got to have now you got a rematch. You got to have a defense before you can make any stake to claim to being the man of the division, right? Because not like you beat another champion, like you won a belt and beat another champion. You beat a guy that had 2 belts already, right? So you got to fight another dude or gobble up another belt before I can look at you and give you that. Tony Harrison got to prove that Charlo fight wasn't a fluke. And we still trying to wait to see what Jaime Munguia is going to do. So, yeah, I agree with him when it's open. But like he said, I don't know if you're the guy to do it. Listen, when he first fought, here's the because I had somebody try to get on me when I said, well, yeah, Lubin was green. Cats was like, okay, but you saying Lubin was green, but when it came to Canelo and when it came to Tank Davis, you saying they wasn't green. I said, you're not green when you're a fucking champion. If you holding the belt, I'm not going to say you green no goddamn more.
Nope.
Okay? All right? When you're holding the goddamn belt, I'm not going to say you green no fucking more, dog. Right? So that's the difference right there for all you slow beta male motherfuckers that don't understand shit. And I ain't going to talk about it no fucking more. Don't ask me no goddamn more about that stupid ass shit.
Now go to bed, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Right. No, you ain't sleeping with the light on, nigga.
No, hell no, right. But also, I have to see him. See, the one mistake they made with Lubin before fighting Charlo was they didn't put him in there with a journeyman or a solid contender. You know, they didn't put him in there with nobody like that, a gatekeeper. They didn't do that. I think they should do that now. Now he's 1 year removed. I still need to see that so I can see what he has learned from that first round knockout, because Listen, fighting other D-level dudes, you're not gonna you don't improve fighting cats that's not gonna test you. The only way you improve is being tested. That's the problem Gennady Golovkin had. He never had a fight where he was tested, hence why he didn't know what to do and lost to Canelo twice. Canelo had them fights where he was tested. Mosley had, Floyd had them type of fights. Cotto had them type of fights. Every other fighter has had them type of fights. Andre Ward has had them kind of fights when he got knocked down by Donnell Boone early in his career. So they have these fights where you're tested. This has never happened. These fighters nowadays are taking easier paths to championship titles without us seeing what they have and seeing them being tested. So I want to see them fight. I mean, shit. Hell, right about now, and this is gonna sound fucked up. I wouldn't mind this nigga fighting Terrell Gaja just so I can see what he looks like.
That's a solid fight. That's a solid fight.
Yeah.
He beat the fuck out of Trout. I mean, he beat Trout clearly in my mind. So
yeah. So
shit. I mean, Galza and Trout on the same level. I don't know, bro.
Yeah,
to be honest with you, I think the fucking more difficult fight is Trout, not Gausha. Gausha trash as fuck. That nigga the garbage can. He ain't even trash.
That nigga he the juice in the garbage can.
Yeah, Trout's a name. You know what I'm saying? Like Trout's a name. Hell, even fighting motherfucking Willie Nelson, if you can get that.
That nigga retired. That nigga playing the guitar, bro.
No, he's not. Willie Nelson. I either put him on the schedule or I didn't put him on the schedule because he's fighting TBA. He's coming back soon. He's got a fight schedule.
I know one better he should fight. 2K's homeboy, man, Nathaniel Gallimore. You know, hey, go hey, shit, why not? I might call Nathaniel, man, and see if I can help him get that fight, man.
But I do agree with the 154-pound division is open, man. It's whoever either makes a solid defense and grabs another belt, they can stake their claim as being the man of the division.
2K, man, what's your thoughts on assessments now on Lubin? Since he's been fighting, I think didn't he fight Ishe? Yeah, he knocked his ass out.
And he got a fight scheduled after that against some nigga from the Kingdom of Zamunda. But
that's Michael boy, bro. That's Michael boy. That might lose, nigga. He got that Wakanda blood in him, cuz.
Hell yeah, man. My thing is, Lubin is in the same position that he was in before he lost to Jermell Charlo. Because I have no problem going out on a limb. I thought the fight was going to be close. I thought Lubin was going to put up a hell of a lot more of a fight than what he ended up doing against Jermell. But there was a lot of people out there that said he was too green, that he should have never fought Jermell. This is before Jermell knocked him out, by the way. They said that the fight should have never been made. He's too green, et cetera, et cetera. They give them props and shit for calling that. But what I saw in the first round of that fight before Jermell landed that right hook or that counter straight right hand, however you want to call it, Erickson Lubin was actually looking pretty decent. He was getting off first. His jab was much faster than Jermell's. Jermell looked a little bit uncomfortable, but one thing he did notice, and this is why I say boxers are fucking dumb. One thing he did notice was that whenever Lubin would dip in to throw that jab, he would dip his head to the left, his left. Jermell Charlo saw that through that counter right hand. That's what ended up knocking that nigga off his suspension. You know what I'm saying? So here's the deal. Jermell in the media, when asked about that, he was like, man, I ain't set nothing up, nigga. Nigga, fuck that, nigga. I just hit that nigga. Why? You know what I'm saying? I ain't set nothing up. Nigga, I ain't seen nothing, nigga. Nigga, I ain't seen nothing. We like, nigga, you dumb motherfucker. We trying to tell you that you an intelligent nigga in the ring and you just killed that. Dumb motherfuckers. And no, that was like, hey, let him have it. The nigga basically said this, 2K translated. Nigga, wait a minute. Nigga, did you just say I was smart? Nigga, I'm a dumb motherfucker. Nigga.
You should have did it in the nigga that stutter. What's the nigga in the Hall of Nights when he was stuttering and shit? You should have did it in that voice.
The nigga stuttering. I can't remember his name. Yeah, but
he said, I did something right.
I'm telling you, nigga, I'm a dumb nigga, bro. Nigga, don't be in here calling me smart, motherfucker. I didn't say y'all could call me smart. Shit, that was what he did. And but at the end of the day, Lubin is not dead from that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, he looked decent before that one punch landed. Everybody knows his boxing. Anything could fucking happen, right? It landed on one of the three spots. This one was the temple. Perfect punch, beautifully put, even though Jermell don't think so, right? but it was a perfect punch, beautifully put. And Erickson Lubin is young enough to come back from that. He's still the same guy, in my opinion. I don't think anything's wrong with him. I think he still has the ability to beat Jermell if he gets that fight again. The only thing is, he needs to stop doing, or at least let me say this, he needs to get rid of some negative tendencies where guys can pinpoint what he's doing and capitalize off of that. That's the only thing I would tell him.
So you like quarterback, you know what I'm saying? Telegraphing his throws is what you're saying. They reading his eyes and his movements and shit, all right?
Absolutely.
So you think he got like a Julian J. Rock redemption type story?
Yeah, man, he can have that if he wants it. I mean, like I said, Julian J. Rock went back and worked on his craft. You know what I'm saying? Breadman did an excellent job working on the flaws and weaknesses that Julian J. Rock was exhibiting against Jermell Charlo. So, yeah, absolutely, man. And it'd be ironic that it's the Charlo brothers opponents that they beat who have these comebacks and should end up becoming champions if Lubin does that. But yeah, man, he definitely does. Like I said, it was just one punch. The same thing with J-Rock. It was one punch. J-Rock actually looked good in that fight. J-Rock was out jabbing the shit out of Jermell too. But the problem that happened there is that nigga was sitting in the pocket, got a little bit too greedy, got hit with a counter uppercut. Probably one of the most beautiful uppercuts of 2016, by the way. But I'm just saying, he got caught in the pocket. Can't get caught in the pocket. Erickson Lubin, hey man, you can't be doing the same shit over and over again, leaving yourself open. Niggas gonna capitalize on that, man. So yeah, absolutely, he could have that kind of story.
You know, I told Julian, man, he got to get the right boxing shoes. That nigga went in there with some Nikes. That's what did it. They had the Air Jordans on.
Hey, Bakari, that was an interview I got with him literally like 3 days after J-Rock got knocked out by Jermell. And I interviewed Breadman. That nigga basically told me and Sess everything, nigga. That nigga went off on. He even said he knew he was going off, so he says, "Nigga, he didn't say nigga, but he was like, I ain't got to train. Yeah, I got real estate. I ain't got to train these fighters."
Listen, wait a minute.
And if he feels some type of way, he can let me know. But I
was just going to say that. He said if J-Rock feels some kind of way, he can let me know.
He did say that.
Nigga, he killed me when he said the shoes, though, bro. He said, man, he started off, it's a type of shoe boxers got to wear. And I told J-Rock, man, week of the fight, couple weeks of fight, hey, these are shits you need to wear. These are the Jordans of boxing shoes.
He said, you got to wear the Manolos, man. You got to get the Manolos. Yeah, and J-Rock was like, man, I'm not feeling those. He's like, no, bro, you got to get the Manolos. And then he goes, and you know what pissed me off was, the fight happened. I look at Jamal. This motherfucker got the Manolo.
I told you. I think he got the last pair. Shit. I said, all right, man. He said, I told her. I said, man, if you would have had the fucking Manolos on, man, got that right traction and shit, you'd have been able to get up from that knockdown and stay up. But no, this shit was funny. He eated that nigga, man.
What'd you say, Bakari?
No, I said at least they ain't pulled a Tim Bradley and they went to the ring with socks on.
Shit, nigga, that shit was funny because he was like, yeah, man, because they were grilling his ass. He said, yeah, you know, I'm gonna tell you, you know when it gets serious. And he said, yeah, you know, I'm gonna tell you what really happened. And when he broke out with the shoe, nigga, I was dying laughing, bro. You know, nigga, man, he said Julian, bro. He didn't say
he did.
He said, I told Julian to get the shoes.
Yep.
He hard-headed. You know what I'm saying?
My mouth was dropped, bro, during that whole segment of the interview. And when he said what he said about I ain't got to train these fighters, I got real estate. I was like, God damn.
Hey, 2K probably was cheesing from ear to ear, Ray. Like, I got me a sound bite like a motherfucker. This shit about to be gold, nigga.
That nigga was going off, bro. I was, that surprised the fuck out of me, man.
I respect it, though. I like this shit. And I respect that J-Rock didn't get sensitive to the shit because
I don't think he heard it. I'm going to go out on a limb and say he didn't hear it. You know what I'm saying? Because if he would have heard something like that.
Whatever, you know what I'm saying? Let me go talk to, Allah real quick and let, you know what I'm saying, and see what I need to do because somebody's ass might be getting fired and shit.
I'm telling you, man.
Damn, I hope he heard that bitch because this shit Bremen probably told him, though, in front. Man, it'd be interesting to see if he telling them now. Three Kings is pretty big now. To see if he said some shit like that now.
Oh man, that was back. Three Kings didn't even exist.
It was just nigga. It was like us all individual doing interviews and shit.
Yep.
Now he probably like, damn, that check done what up now that he a champion. So I'm gonna just let that nigga wear whatever shoes he want to wear. You know what I'm saying? That nigga doing this some sandals barefoot. Nigga. Hey, whatever it is.
Nigga, shit. You talking about wearing some? You gonna wear some New Balances? Hey, man, I'm all for that, bro. I'm all for that.
Just keep the jab moving, man. Keep the jab moving. That's all you need to do, cuz.
Man, look, Bread Man. I can see Bread Man now saying, "Look, Julie, when I said that, I was upset that you lost. I was passionate, but now, dog, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? You can wear whatever you. Hey, man, what you want? That kangaroos, FUBUs? It don't matter, dog.
Houses, bro. You want to give one of your houses? Hey, look, man, anything, man. Cause look,
yeah, you what? House shoes? We take them house shoes and we just paint over them. You can wear them, dog.
You want the root shoes, man? You want the one? You want them roots? Hey, look, man. Anything you want, cuz you can wear it, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you getting 10%? Hell yeah.
Yeah, that shit was funny as fuck though. They got a lot of classic interviews, man. You gotta go check that shit out.
Yeah, we got a bunch of them, man. They're scattered all over the place though. We got a bunch of them on the defunct Three Kings YouTube channel. We got a bunch on mine. We got a bunch on yours. Yeah, they're all over the place, man.
Hey, check out another one, nigga. Check out the Amir Amon one. That's what me and 2K did. And the Anthony Durrell one. I said, 2K, you got anything else? Nope. All right, man. Well, anyway, man, make sure I hit that subscribe button, drop comment in the comment section. All right, Amon, we wish you best of luck.
Come on, dog. The best one, you talking about Amiri Mom. The best one for me was that Durrell. When he said, okay, so when Badu Anthony Durrell, he said, okay, so when Badu Jack did this, blah, he said, well, that's the same thing he did to win.
Yeah. And then the kicker, hey, what's the kicker on that though, Bakari? We asked Andre, because we was doing our podcast, we had him on live, and 2K explained that, we was doing an interview with your brother, and, blase, and he said that he felt he won Badu Jack, and Andre had to think about it. He agreed with it, but he had to think before he say some shit, because he probably, if it wasn't on camera or nothing like that, he probably like, this nigga.
Yeah, that nigga Andre jumped right out. That's why. That right there was why I respected Andre Durrell so much, because I straight up asked him, because I'll go from the beginning. These niggas be fucking up the story. I was on me and Jarrell did the interview. I asked Andre Durrell, because this was back when he was supposed to fight Callum Smith. I don't know if you remember that, Bakari, but he was gonna fight Callum Smith, and I said, "Hey, bro, Callum Smith and Badu Jack, they have similar base styles. They don't fight the same way, but they have similar base styles. You know what I'm saying? They're behind the jab. They got a high guard at times." I said, so if you had a difficult time with Badu Jack, how do you feel going in there with Callum Smith? He said, I ain't had no difficult time with Badu Jack. I said, I stuttered. I was like, wait a minute. Are you saying you won that fight? He's like, yeah, I won that fight. I was like, what? Okay.
Well, how did you win that fight?
Yeah. I was like, elaborate, nigga. Like, how the fuck you? And then so from that interview, we interviewed Andre. I don't know how much time later. And I told Andre, I said, hey, man, I talked to your brother. This fool said that he basically beat Badu Jack. Man, what do you think about that? Andre was like, nah, he didn't.
He said,
Anthony got to let that go.
Yeah, he said,
yo, man, he got to let that go.
He took a deeper. He said, okay.
Nah, he didn't. That nigga came right out, bro. That nigga came right out, man. That's why I respected him. Because as soon as I asked the question, he said, nah, man, he didn't win that fight.
He's like, so Anthony feel that way, he got to go back and watch the film and shit and correct the wrong, because he didn't, what I'm saying? He said Badu Jack was the better man that night. So,
because I was expecting, I told him after he said that, I said, hey, man, I respect that, man. I expected you to basically say, nah, my brother won. He said, nah, man, he said, we don't lie to each other. You know what I'm saying? He said, hey, man, if something happened, it happened. We're not going to sit here and lie to each other. I said, that's bet, man. Your brother over there lying to himself.
Hey, look, bro. Andre, like, now that I've grown in this business, he was my favorite fighter, you know what I'm saying, and shit. But since you set him up for a joke, man, you know what I'm saying? He said they be honest with each other. I'm like, well, shit, nigga, somebody need to tell you, hang them motherfucking gloves up, man, because it ain't working for you now, you know what I'm saying? But we appreciate the honesty.
Exactly.
But hey, man, but shout out to Andre the Real, man, good guy. You know what I'm saying?
Real good dude. He's a real good dude.
Hell yeah. All right, man. We about to wrap it up because that's the end of the show. Hope y'all enjoyed it. I enjoyed the fellas being on as usual. Make sure you go check out 3kingsboxing.com right now. Article up with us explaining that WBO has mandated Oleksandr Usyk as the mandatory for the winner of Ruiz Joshua 2, along with other great boxing news from us truly. Make sure you go subscribe to Three Kings Prodigy's page, which is really Three Kings boxing.com YouTube channel. Make sure you like the Facebook page, Three Kings Boxing. Make sure you follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Three Kings Boxing. If you enjoy this channel, hit that subscribe button as well, and go check out Bo's shit, truth and facts about sports talk. Till next time, man, we are out. Peace.
Peace.